Don't know if we're live yet. Don't know if we're live yet. I don't know if we're live yet. Now we're getting things set up here. Are we live? Hey, okay. Twitch says I'm live. Twitch says I am live. I gotta verify that though, because I made a derp with the audio once, and now I'm paranoid it's gonna happen again. Let's see here. Make sure. Oh, that's definitely working. That's loud too. Holy cow. All right, cool. So let's get back to the dashboard. All right, here, manage channel on your phone. Dude, I'm on my iPad. I want me to manage on my phone. Anyway, welcome back. So it's been a while since I've been live because, you know, things are going on. I'm busy. I got a lot of stuff I'm doing. So the last time we were live, I was working on building out a VueCRM, a CRM that's built entirely in Vue.js. I'm actually going to turn my mic down a little bit. It's cranked up a little bit. There we go. Okay, so yeah, building out a VueCRM built out in Vue.js, and we were using a an API by, geez, it goes to show how long it's been since I've looked at this. Let's see, what do I got here? Tools mock API. So we're going to change some of that today, actually. Instead of using mock API, I've got Mongo installed on my computer with Docker. So we're going to start actually building out an API with Node. And let me see what progress I'm at so far. So cdview, npm run serve to bring that guy up. And what we're going to try and do is, instead of using the mock API, they're going to build something on our own. So while that is doing that, I'm going to open another terminal. And my kids are screaming for reasons unknown. It's all right, they're getting ready for bed. So I have a hard cap at 30 minutes. So I've literally set a timer for 30 minutes. And I think that's going to be my schedule from now on, is I'm going to do every Wednesday for 30 minutes to an hour. We're going to get on here and do this thing. So that's the day that works out best for me. That's the day I can commit to the most. I was trying to go live on Monday. That just didn't happen. I had a previous engagement that ran longer than I expected, at least. But I, you know, full disclaimer, little poor planning on my part. So, but anyway, so here's where we're at. So let's dir API, and let's see the API, npm init y, because I really don't care about filling details in. And we're going to do npm install save express body parser MongoDB mongoose. Get rid of those. Get those couple guys up and running. Let's go in. Let's let that guy load. Let's see if we got our other. Okay, we're up here. So let's go to localhost. No, that's my Mongo. Localhost 8080. Okay, here's where we're at so far. I'm not seeing anything here. I figured I would. I really just didn't put anything there. So, got your customers. We're going to clean this up actually kind of a lot. Alright, so yeah, got our customers. I got add a customer, cancel. Okay. Alright. So what we'll do is we're actually going to change this way when you can click on something here. We'll add an actions icon over here. So when you click on it, it'll open up in another form where you can edit it and save it. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to actually get this API guy up and running. So that's there. Let's check and see how much progress my other thing is doing. Okay. So that's good. I want to also install. I might not actually do a whole lot of work in the UI today. I might actually just write some unit tests. Because test-driven development is freaking awesome. I actually never really understood why people did test-driven development. Like, it seemed like a good idea, but I didn't entirely know why. Like, I get you can write things in test code without actually running, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's cool performance saver, but it doesn't do anything real world. Like, if you click on things in a UI form, which I came to find out is end-to-end testing, it's not really good at simulating those kind of actions and events. But I recently just got through Clean Code by Robert Martin, and the way that they put tests in there was like, oh, boom, it clicked. It like prevents you from shooting yourself in the foot by making changes later on, which is actually really awesome. So let's see, we'll do customer tests, JS, source. Let's see what we got to build out here. We're going to do app.js for the main. We're going to do new folder, models, and we'll do, actually, no, we're going to do a new folder for components, modules or components? Components, I guess. We'll do components. Models and site components, a new folder, customers. I can go inside customers, and we'll do new file. Whoops. New file routes.js. You can see I like to split a lot of this up. Controller.js. Okay, so the first thing we'll do is let's see if I can remember how to do this off the top of my head. Const express equals require express. Const app equals express.app. I'm probably not going to be able to pull this off by itself. So app.use body parser, no, require, let's see, const body parser, because require body parser, app.use body parser. Yeah, that's about as far as I got. I use templates because because they work, and I'm bringing up my production project. I hope I don't have anything secret in here. I don't think I do, honestly. This is all still in testing, so. App.local, let's see what we got here. We're going to copy all this over. We're just going to paste all that guy in there. We're going to clear out stuff that we don't need. Modules custom, we need that. DB helper, we're not going to do DB helper. App equals express. Oh, see, I already screwed that up. Good thing I did this. Morgan, let's do npm install save dev Morgan, because I don't want that running in production. Although I think you can run that in production. For those who are unfamiliar with Morgan, Morgan's a pretty cool kind of a it vocalizes, verboses the requests as they come into the Express server. So this way, when you are making requests to it during testing, it doesn't actually it doesn't just look like it's not doing anything. It'll tell you what requests are coming in, so you can make sure you're coming into the right thing. So so db connect, we'll just do mongoose.connect, and we're going to create a variable here, so we'll do connection string. So we got to require mongoose in here. Const mongoose equals require mongoose, and we'll do let's connection. Actually, this can be a constant too. Const connection string equals mongo db. This is a connection string for the database. I don't have any security on it because it's localhost 27017. And what do we want to call this database? VueCRM. How about that? VueCRM sounds like a good idea. I think I got that right. So we're going to leave that there. This is all stuff we use for cores. That gets that preplates. That adds all this stuff in here. I can star this because we're not going to go crazy into that. Content type authorization. We're probably not going to do authorization, but we'll just leave those two there for good measure. 8082. Hope you guys don't hear what's going on there. App.use API. Okay, so this is where we're going to mount the customer routes into the actual API itself. Modules, customers, routes, API, customers, customer routes. Okay, that should work. Artboard, why is that not being used? Hold on a second, let me check here something. Port equals 3000 query. Oh yeah, this is because, you know what, we're gonna do this. We're gonna go ahead and set this up in the same manner, because what I was using this for, I think, was let's see, new file app.local.js is I'm going to host my API up in AWS Lambda, and that's some way of modifying it so this way the Express request, so I can use Express in Lambda, because I've tried using Lambda and I'm frankly not a huge fan of it. I like using Express much more. It might just be because of familiarity, but it is what it is. So that'll be on 3000. We're actually going to make this 8082 because I know that port's not being used because I have other projects that are running in the background. App.listen, listening. Okay, so that looks like that is good. Did I specify to use Morgan in here? I'm Morgan.tiny. There we go. Okay, so that should be set up. And then for the routes, let's go ahead and pull our routes out from here too. Just copy and paste this stuff over. Okay, so we don't need this here. That requires a router. This pulls in my controller, which we're going to put the logic for the code in here. That's where everything's going to be set to actually do all the work. This is just kind of like wiring everything up. Controller get customers. Okay. So I'm actually going to get rid of that. I don't want that there. Because what we'll do is when we want to create new customers. When a request comes in, it's going to do is it's going to look here. This is where I wired my routes up to this routes.js here. If it's a post request, it's going to come in here, and if it's a get request, it's going to come in here. I add this ID question mark because this is a URL parameter query. I think it's a query. I think it's called a query. Params. Apparently I'm wrong because it says params there. So when parameters come in as part of the URL, it's going to try and use that to query Mongoose or MongoDB to pull back the right customer. So we're going to leave that there. This can pretty much all be just the way that it is, and then we're going to pull in the controller here. I'm basically sharing out everything I'm working on right now for my production app, but that's fine because nothing here is major groundbreaking proprietary stuff, so we can share it out. It's no big deal. And as far as the model is where we're going to shrink things in a little bit. I have a lot more attributes in the model for my production app. What we're going to do is we're just going to include a couple things. So models, customer, copy that. And we're just going to get, oh, actually I have a lot less in here than I thought I did. We'll get rid of that and just do first name, last name to match what we currently have. Get rid of the link there because we don't need that. Let's see, and this should work here. Okay, so we got all this stuff set up. And this all really should work here, but we're going to write some unit tests in here first. Am I in the right thing? Yeah, I'm in the right thing. Okay, customer tests. So I'm going to acquire, Mocha is a testing framework they use for JavaScript. There's a couple out there, but it's the one I'm pretty familiar with, at least at this point. Let's see, and we're gonna just pull in a couple of these basic things here. We'll break this out a little further. Okay. Const assert, const controller, and we need a controller. We will use the controller, although we're not quite yet. So, Gauss right describe. Goes to that one. We should have one here, and we should have one there. Okay, so we're describing our tests here. Describe tests, and this is the actual test itself. So you see the naming convention is it should do something. So what we're testing here basically is we're going to create a customer object using the Mongoose models, and when we create it, We're going to validate it, make sure it validates, make sure there's no error upon the validation. You can set custom validators inside each attribute in a Mongoose model. So that would be inside our customer.js. In here, the first name here, we just have string here because that's all we're going to use now, but you can validate it so it has to be X number of characters. You can validate, make sure it is required. You can do all that in the model itself, but we're not doing that here. So we just want to make sure there is no error once it actually validates. And then this is just a test apparently that I left in when I was toying around with this. So now there is that. What we're going to do next is we'll wire up. I actually have a script that I use to do our testing, test minimum. Yeah, we'll do. Actually, no, I'm gonna copy this one here. Mocha is not recognized as a circle. Okay, so kids ain't listening. What are you gonna do? They've been a little rough today. All right. Anyway, so Mocha is not required. Where is Mocha not required? I don't think I installed Mocha, so let's actually cancel this boot npm install. I think I'm going to cut this out a little early. So, thanks for joining me tonight. Have a good one. We'll try and be on again next week. Bye.